Yeah. Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I'm Dave Simon. He's Johnny North. WrestlingUncensored.net is a website. On TSN 690 every Saturday night. And on YouTube as well. Check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. youtube.com/ringsidereport, DOTNET. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. You could watch Wrestling Uncensored now. It's not just a podcast, not just an audio show. You can actually watch Johnny and I doing Wrestling Uncensored on the YouTube channel right now. Go check it out.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool, right? We're here. We're on YouTube. If you're watching us, hello. If you're listening to us, hello as well. But just so you know, you could watch us too.
Just in time for the big Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Hopefully, it's going to be one of the better pay-per-views we see this year.
That's right. Money in the Bank going down this Sunday, and we're going to preview that entire card here for you over the next hour. Let's run down the card a little bit. Let's see what we have for Money in the Bank. The WWE Championship is on the line. Kofi Kingston defending against Kevin Owens in a one-on-one match. No stipulations here. Samoa Joe defending the WWE US title against Rey Mysterio. You have Becky Lynch, of course, defending the SmackDown Women's title against Charlotte Flair. And then in a separate match, the Raw Women's title against Lacey Evans. Seth Rollins defending the Universal title against AJ Styles. And we have, what else as far as, Roman Reigns, of course. Roman, the big dog. Hoo-ah! He takes on Elias. The Miz goes one-on-one with Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. Tony Nese, the Cruiserweight Champion, defends against Arya Daivari. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions Daniel Bryan and Rowan face the Usos in a non-title match on the pre-show for some reason. And then, of course, the Money in the Bank ladder matches, which were improved this week on WWE television. Sami Zayn beating Braun Strowman in a no DQ, what was it? A Falls Count Anywhere match, right? That's right. What they called it. A Falls Count Anywhere match. Sami won with Braun's Money in the Bank spot on the line. Sami getting some help from his buddies Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin.
They're friends, really?
Well, I don't know. Are they not friends? They help Sami.
Yeah, but they left him for dead pretty much for Braun go through the table. I think they just got him in there so they didn't have to deal with Braun at Money in the Bank. That's what it seemed like to me.
Maybe. I don't know. But they helped Sami. Nevertheless, they were helpful for Sami because they led to Sami's victory, and now Sami's in the Money in the Bank. And really, thank you to Drew and Baron, I guess, because now we get Sami in the match. I mean, obviously, this was booked. I mean, Drew and Baron had nothing to do with it, and they're still in the match, so we have to deal with that. Nevertheless, it will be Sami Zayn, Montreal's own Sami Zayn, taking on Ricochet, taking on Ali, taking on Finn Balor, taking on Andrade, and also in the match, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Randy Orton. So we have 5 guys that I'm very happy with. The other 3, it's like, okay, I get it. They're in the match. But hey, Braun Strowman's not in the match now, and Sami Zayn is, which I think makes this match way better. And then the women's match, I think, was improved as well. Alexa Bliss has some sort of injury. She's not medically cleared to compete. I don't know what the deal is, but Alexa is not in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Nikki Cross replacing her, and I've been wondering where Nikki Cross was, and she resurfaced on Raw this week, so that was kind of cool. Kind of helping Alexa Bliss, being Alexa's friend or whatever that was. So Nikki, Carmella, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose, Bayley, Naomi, Dana Brooke, and Natalya all in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, with the winner getting a shot at a championship. I don't know whose. I don't know what title, because, of course, it could be anything, right? Like, I guess if you're on Raw and Becky walks out, like, say Becky remains Becky 2 belts after Money in the Bank.
Okay.
I guess if you're on Raw, you'd have to challenge her for the Raw title, but if you're on SmackDown, you challenge her for the SmackDown title. I think that's how it would work, although it's still kind of confusing with Becky Lynch having the Raw and SmackDown titles.
For now.
And, who knows if she'll maintain those titles. Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans getting shots. I could see either one of them, if not both, walking out with the championships after Money in the Bank. So it's a wait-and-see type of deal for that and how the Money in the Bank ladder match will shake out for the women. I'm not really sure as far as a prediction goes for this match. It's very hard to tell. I'm not sure what the WWE's planning on doing with Becky. And I think most of this match depends on what the long-term deal is for Becky Lynch. Are they going to keep putting her on Raw and SmackDown every week? Is it working? Is it not? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what their plan is. I would like to see Becky hold on to the 2 belts for at least one more pay-per-view. Go to the next one with it, because it was such a big moment to do it at WrestleMania. WrestleMania was only about 6 weeks ago. It was the last pay-per-view the WWE did. To take that away from her now, I think takes away from her victory a little bit at WrestleMania. Yeah, okay, Becky, you're Becky 2 belts, but you're really not that important. Your victory was kind of a fluke. You never beat Charlotte. You beat Ronda, but you kind of rolled her up and her shoulder was up. It takes away a little bit from the credibility and the legitimacy of Becky Lynch as that top women's wrestler in the company. And I would like to see her remain the man for at least another pay-per-view. I get it. You want to move the belts around. You've got 2 titles on one person. You want to move these divisions forward. It makes sense to me. But for Becky's sake and the character, I think she should at least keep it for one more double defense. And on the next double defense, she can fall to someone. Maybe not even clean, but maybe on the next pay-per-view you take a title away from Becky, but I could see her beating Charlotte and Lacey Evans on the same night. You face Charlotte first, it's your tougher challenge. You beat her, and then you have Lacey, who's really unproven, who's really done nothing, and then you beat her too, and you walk away still Becky 2 belts.
It's interesting.
That's how I would do it, and that's how I think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to give her a belt, but again, I'm not sure what they're going to do. You never know what they're going to do. It's a wild card rule, pal. You never know what the WWE's going to give you. So, I don't know. I'm not in Vince's head. I don't even think Triple H knows at this point, so for me to try and predict it, I think is silly, If you're reading the reports about Vince and the frustrations that his children are having with him, I don't think they even know what he's thinking half the time. They don't really know what's going on. So I can't predict what Vince is going to do with Becky Lynch. I could just tell you what I would do. I would keep her with the titles, but I could see Vince giving Lacey one of them. Wow. I think if either of them are going to win at Money in the Bank, it's going to be Lacey. She's the new one. She's more interesting. They're giving her a lot of TV time. I think Vince is maybe more fascinated with her right now, and I could see them wanting to give her a big push by having her win one of the titles.
So you think Lacey will win, but Charlotte won't win? That's your prediction?
No, my prediction is Becky will win both.
Okay. But you could see Lacey winning, though.
I think if Becky's going to lose, it'll be to Lacey.
Okay. I feel
that's my feel on it.
I feel the same way as you, but I feel like if she would lose, she'd lose to Charlotte because Charlotte's lost so much to Becky. They'd finally give her this one at least. But I also feel like you. I think more than likely Becky retains.
I don't know. Can we take a pause here?
We can.
I don't know. We're recording a video. I don't think we can take a pause.
We can just redo the video. We haven't really started.
Well, we have started.
Okay.
I'm going to miss the doorbell. I'll take a pause in the video.
Yeah.
Just entertain the people while I'm gone.
So David's gone. Yeah, I'll just talk to you guys about my match coming up June 8th, wrestling Mike Marston. I beat Mike Marston back in January. I wasn't supposed to wrestle Mike Marston, but Sheldon Jean was sick. So I wrestled Mike, and he brought the fight to me. Really beat the crap out of me pretty good to start, but he injured his knee. Did a springboard clothesline and landed wrong on his knee, and he couldn't walk afterwards. So it didn't take me too long to beat him after that. And I think he was out for 2 months after that.
Talking about yourself?
Yeah, I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about my title defense against Mike Marston. Talking about how I beat him the first time, and I'm going to beat him again.
Yeah.
You agree? Good.
I definitely agree. You're going to beat him again. We're going to get back to the action. I'll edit this part out of the audio show. On the YouTube, you get to see behind the scenes. Sometimes we have to pause the show because people are at a door and have to go tend to, other business.
You got some good business going down there.
I was running.
Good. No. You keep us waiting. It's good.
All right. So where were we?
You're talking about, I was saying that you think if she would lose, it'd be Lacey. I think if she would lose, it'd be to Charlotte.
Right.
But we'll both agree it's probably going to be Becky retaining.
Yeah. I do agree. I think most likely Becky retains both titles. I don't think they're going to give it to Lacey. I don't think they're going to give it to Charlotte. I understand your point about Charlotte losing to Becky so much.
Right.
When does it stop? Not yet.
Okay.
Becky lost to Charlotte a bunch too.
Yeah, years ago.
Was it years ago? I mean, Becky lost to Charlotte, what? They showed the video package. It was an excellent video package on SmackDown this week. Charlotte comes out, starts talking about her and Becky's match, and then they show this video package of the history of Becky and Charlotte over the past couple years, and it started with Charlotte beating Becky at SummerSlam 2018.
Okay. But that was a triple threat, though. One-on-one, though, I feel like it's been Becky the whole way.
Maybe. I could see Becky winning again. Why not? It's Becky. Like, are they trying to make Becky the top superstar or not? What are they trying to do here?
Well, she's still a top star, and I feel like she's had a great reign so far. I know a lot of people don't like the promos, but to me, she stands out of all the other champions because she has 2 titles and no one has that.
Yeah, so why stop that now?
I'm not saying you would stop it, but if you would stop it, Charlotte's done so many losses to her, put her over, made her a star.
Yeah.
You kind of do the favor back. It happens in wrestling.
It does, but I don't think it's time yet. Down the road, you do the favor back, but not now. Maybe at Mania next year,
I agree. I think it shouldn't be now, but it could probably
why
happen.
not build up Becky so much where you're like, wow, Charlotte can't beat her? Because it's not really at that point now. It's kind of like, well, Becky's won a few lately, but Charlotte won a bunch too, and they're kind of still even, right? Why not have it for a year where Charlotte just can't beat Becky? Have them face off a few times over the next year leading into Mania, and Charlotte just loses till eventually at Mania, she wins.
Yeah, they could do that.
Charlotte has won a lot in her career.
Of course.
A losing streak wouldn't be the worst for her character.
I feel like she's already done that whole losing streak when she lost for maybe a couple of months, and they're like, oh, you lost your touch. And then, she comes back because, she hasn't won a title, recently. So that was kind of like it when she won at SummerSlam. She hadn't won recently, and that was her big comeback.
It doesn't really have to be a losing streak either. It could just be she can beat everybody but Becky. But the one she really wants to beat,
Well, I think Becky's greatest obstacle is the fact that she's going to have these 2 matches every pay-per-view, and she's going to have to worry about something about cash in Money in the Bank. I think, to me, that's the thing that's going to be the hardest thing for her.
Yeah, well, cashing in Money in the Bank is going to be another thing, and maybe that's how she drops one of her titles.
Oh, for sure. I think that's
right?
That's the way it should happen.
That's the way it should happen because then Becky remains strong. She can drop a title, not be Becky 2 belts anymore, but you're kind of like, well, she had to wrestle 2 matches, and then somebody cashed in Money in the Bank on her.
Right.
She doesn't look that weak.
I hope it doesn't happen.
I don't want it to happen at Money in the Bank.
Right.
I'd rather it happen at the next pay-per-view, which will be...
Extreme Rules, I think.
Is Super Showdown.
Okay, well, pay-per-view that they're going to allowed to be on.
Stomping Grounds.
Stomping Grounds. Ugh,
what is that?
Well, I guess they don't like Battleground, so I guess they call it Stomping Grounds now.
I don't know. Apparently, there's a pay-per-view called Stomping Grounds, and it's gonna happen. And that's the next one. We're on the road to Stomping Grounds.
It's at the end of the month in June, no? I think.
June 23rd in Tacoma, Washington. WWE Stomping Grounds. What?
All right.
All right. No, not all right. Not all right. What do you mean all right?
Well,
Stomping Grounds? I can't be on the road to Stomping Grounds. Stomping Grounds?
it's this or Backlash.
Backlash?
Yeah, exactly. You don't like Backlash. You and Joey Styles hate Backlash. So.
Stomping Grounds is not much better, though. That is not good.
It's better than Great Balls of Fire.
Yep. Yep.
So it is
Extreme
improvement.
Rules is in July in Philadelphia, July 14th. And then SummerSlam, August 11th in Toronto.
Are we doing this again? This whole, like, every 2 weeks there's a pay-per-view? Because it feels like it.
Well, Money in the Bank, May 19th. And then June 1st, there's an NXT TakeOver.
Wow, okay.
Kind of weird, right? Not paired with a pay-per-view. I guess because they're going to Saudi Arabia. I don't know. They're going to Saudi Arabia the next week, June 7th. June 23rd, Stomping Grounds. So that'll be like 3 weeks later, right? June 7th, and then 2 weeks of TV later only. 2 weeks of WWE TV after Saudi Arabia will be Stomping Grounds. And then July the 14th. So we'll have 1 and 2 weeks of TV to build that thing.
It's crazy. It's too much.
Oh, no, 3 weeks. Sorry. 3 weeks of TV to build that thing. And then August 11th, so you have about a month to build SummerSlam.
Yeah, it'll be a crummy build, I'm sure.
Yes. The build to Stomping Grounds, the 2-week build from Super Showdown to Stomping Grounds is going to be like non-existent.
I've enjoyed this like break from like WrestleMania to Money in the Bank. It's been a good break from pay-per-views.
We've had a long stretch since WrestleMania, and that's about to change. After Money in the Bank, we're going to Saudi Arabia in a couple weeks. I mean, June 1st is a takeover, so that's like, it's not next Saturday, it's the Saturday after.
Okay.
And then the Friday after that, they're in Saudi Arabia. 2 weeks after that, it's Stomping Grounds.
And that's killer on the body. All that traveling.
For the wrestlers, yeah, it's very rough. So Money in the Bank, though, is the task at hand. We have my winner for Money in the Bank is... Have I picked a winner? I don't think I have a winner.
I think we speculated it'd be Alexa Bliss, but obviously it won't be Alexa Bliss now.
Yeah, we kind of thought it would be Alexa, but now she's out of the match. I don't think it's going to be Nikki Cross. Who would make sense?
It's tough.
Dana Brooke had a very impressive performance in a Fatal 4-Way. She took a dive from the top of the ladder.
Okay.
Apparently, Dana Brooke's been working very hard and is just not getting the opportunities.
Well, she has one here. Try and make the most of it.
She's in the Money in the Bank. Hopefully, she can do something. Are they going to give it to her? Are they going to give it to Nikki Cross and then Nikki will just give it to Alexa? Is that the type of thing that they're doing? What's the story with Nikki Cross and Alexa? Like, they had a weird little interaction where Alexa was frustrated because she didn't have her bags. Or the airline lost her stuff, so she couldn't wrestle her match in the Fatal 4-Way. So Nikki Cross said, "Oh, I'll take your place, Alexa." And then now Alexa's not medically cleared to compete, and Nikki Cross takes her place. Like, is this a storyline? Is Alexa really hurt? Or is Nikki Cross just kind of doing things for Alexa? Like, it was odd the way they just paired them together, and now Nikki Cross is all of a sudden in the mix, and she's in Money in the Bank, and she's taking Alexa's spot.
Well, Alexa got hurt for real, but they made it a storyline where Nikki just replaced because of the luggage.
And then they just did it again for Money in the Bank.
Well, now they're just like, well, she's hurt. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way out of it.
Right
So,
now, it's like not luggage. She's actually hurt.
So I would think it's not going to be, I'm going to give you Money in the Bank. I think Alexa might be out for a while now. They probably don't even know if she'll come back to wrestle for a bit. Because, I mean...
She was out for a while before,
exactly.
right? And it was concussion issues?
And they believe it might be, again, concussion issues. So that's pretty... If you wrestle and then, bam, you get another concussion, like 3 times in a row...
It's not good.
It's very bad.
So maybe Alexa will just become Nikki Cross's manager. You know, who knows?
Oh, she does her talk show segment. That's good, right?
Yeah. Well, I hope she's okay. I hope it's not so bad for Alexa Bliss.
I actually like Nikki Cross in this one a lot. I'd actually pick her to win this one.
Really? I would go for Bailey.
All right.
She needs something. And
It's
her and
really
Becky,
a dark horse pick, but all right.
her and Becky have unfinished business. Like, I want to see that match again.
Two faces, though. Like, for me, Money in the Bank, especially because you have a face champion.
Well, turn Bailey heel with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Make her, annoying, pesky, always thinking about cashing in and then not, and
I love to see that. They fail to do so many times when they have the chance.
Like, I don't see Ember Moon doing it.
Right.
Mandy Rose, they could give it to Mandy Rose.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Bailey, I could see them doing it for. Naomi, I don't see her as a Money in the Bank cash-in person on Becky. Like, it doesn't seem like her style. She's too much of a good baby face to do that type of thing.
Right.
She's not opportunistic in that way. She's not underhanded. Dana Brooke, she's kind of like just trying to belong, just trying to be part of the team. I don't know if the Money in the Bank briefcase would really make sense for her, but I could see them giving it to her.
It's not impossible.
Kind of a reward, right? Natalia, they don't give anything to Natty, right?
She's just there.
She's just there to make everybody else look good.
That's her role.
She's the real wrestler of the bunch.
She had her run. She was Ronda's best friend,
Yeah. I mean, she's always used, and she's in this match, and it's good, but she doesn't often win big matches.
I think her and Beth maybe becoming women tag team champions. I could see that down the road. But that's about it.
Where's Beth?
Well, where's the tag team champions?
The Iconics?
Yeah.
Iconic? What do you mean?
Well,
They were on SmackDown this week doing commentary.
Are they defending the tag team titles at all?
Against the Kabuki Warriors?
Right.
Is that what they're being called now? Asuka and Kairi Sane have a name. Paige gave them a name this week on SmackDown. They are the Kabuki Warriors. And then I was like, it seems a little, I don't know. Is that all right? And then I was like, what is Kabuki? Because, there was a wrestler named Kabuki at one point, right? Back in the old days.
That was a video game, Kabuki. But
I don't know. And I was like, what is Kabuki? Why are they being called the Kabuki Warriors? Is that just like a Japanese term that Vince likes? So it is a form of traditional Japanese drama with highly stylized song, mime, and dance. Now performed by only male actors. This is a women's tag team called the Kabuki Warriors. Couldn't they have Googled the definition of Kabuki before naming the team? Everybody's mad about the Viking experience, and nobody cares that they're called the Kabuki Warriors, and Kabuki is performed by only male actors in Japan, and it's a women's tag team. What?
Well, they're not sexist. They believe anyone could do it.
Well,
I
Becky
guess.
Lynch is the man.
Exactly. There you go.
But, they could have come up with something a little better than the Kabuki Warriors. That's a terrible tag team name. Makes me not like Asuka and Kairi Sane. And I really like Asuka and Kairi Sane.
I don't hate them because of the name.
I don't like the name. Do you like the name?
I'm not fond of it, but
it's terrible.
I'd rather
bad name.
I'd rather that than everyone just be called by, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Like, that's it. That's all your tag team name is.
Why can't they still be
Absolution?
Absolution.
Because I guess Paige owns that. I guess I don't know. Paige comes up with the names. That's it.
Yeah, Paige is the naming person.
She had the name for Charlotte and Becky when they came in.
PCB.
Well, the sorority sisters, but yeah.
Oh, is that what she called them?
At first, but then that was a porn name, so they had to change that. Then they were, yeah. Good stuff, huh? Yeah. They don't check stuff like this.
No, they don't. They really don't. They just throw it out there. And watch, maybe the Kabuki Warriors won't be called that next week. Although they don't really care, because I'm the only one talking about it, right?
Well, they're not even on
I haven't heard
pay-per-view.
anybody else complain about the Kabuki Warriors. Like, everybody's so mad about the Viking experience. Kabuki Warriors come out, everybody's like, yeah, Kabuki.
Well,
very Kabuki-ish.
I think people just want to see them get pushed. That's why.
That's got to be a Bruce Pritchard thing. Bruce Pritchard's working on the team there. He's backstage now.
Right.
And, like, if you listen to his podcast, they talk about kabuki a lot. Like, Dusty Rhodes would say kabuki or something. I don't know. There's some gimmick they have on their podcast. I bet you that comes from the mind of Bruce Pritchard.
I guess a bit from Dusty, too, then, so then it's okay.
It's not okay. I don't like it. Show some respect for Japanese culture. It's 2 Japanese women's wrestlers. A little respect. I don't know when they're going to take the title from the Iconics. Obviously not a Money in the Bank because they're not booked.
That's sad. Like, you just gave them a name. It seems like you're pushing them, and they can't even get the match. Like, what the heck?
It's the WWE. We don't know what we're doing, pal. We're confused. What do you want from us? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to build a football league. The XFL. It's going to be bigger than ever. Who cares about wrestling? I've got movies to make, pal.
Well, if they don't get the shot now, it's going to be such a long time before they could possibly get a shot because Saudi Arabia, they're not on it.
The women.
Right.
Yeah.
So they kind of need to get the shot now.
Don't worry. They'll get the shot. At Stomping Grounds.
Yeah, well.
Stomping Grounds.
Really,
I'm not over Stomping Grounds. That's the best. I had no idea they were calling it Stomping Grounds. That is my favorite thing that I've learned on Wrestling Uncensored. It's my favorite part of the show so far. Stomping Grounds. It's just so bad. It's basically Battleground, but it's stomping instead.
It's a new name, right?
No.
New and exciting stuff.
It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, so who's your pick to win the Women's Money in the Bank? Because I took Bayley. Give me a pick.
I guess I'll go with Mandy Rose. Yeah.
Interesting. Not going with your favorite, Ember Moon?
I actually like Nikki Cross in this one. I think Nikki Cross is going to be most impressive.
I like that this match has a lot of very talented wrestlers in it, like Ember, Nikki, Naomi, Bayley, Natty. You know, there's some really solid wrestlers in this match.
But the thing is, when you have such great talented wrestlers, they usually make sure they get taken out somehow in spectacular fashion. And that's the problem with Nikki Cross. I think she's going to do a great bump, and there's like, well, no way she could win. Mandy Rose, though, I think she's just going to walk up the ladder. That's it, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
She's not doing some ridiculous bump.
Exactly.
No, she's not going to do that at all. Bayley might.
Yeah, but maybe not.
Maybe not. She could win. She could win.
If they're committed on the heel
turn. You like
turn.
that pick, John. You like my pick.
If they're committed on the heel turn, yes.
Yeah. How about the men's Money in the Bank ladder match?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I like Andrade. I've liked him for a while.
Yeah, you have. I've been saying I think Drew McIntyre is going to win Money in the Bank.
Okay.
I don't want it to happen, though.
Oh, I want Randy Orton to win, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I want Sami Zayn to win.
I wouldn't mind that, but I don't think
Sami Zayn is the perfect dastardly heel to threaten a cash-in on Seth Rollins on Raw. Sami can talk. Sami is roughly Seth's size, and he can have incredible matches with Seth. I don't know if you remember, it was maybe a couple of years ago when Seth was the champion and Sami was a babyface. They had a match on Raw that was amazing. They have very good chemistry. Sami's a great wrestler. I don't know if there's a better heel right now in all of the WWE. Sami's doing great work, and I think that he and Seth makes a lot of sense. They're pushing Sami, too. He was on SmackDown this week helping Kevin Owens beat up Kofi Kingston.
Yep.
Like, Sami's on both shows. I could see them doing something with Sami. I could see Sami winning Money in the Bank. And as much as I think they'll probably give it to Drew because WWE lets me down, once in a while they do the right thing, like taking Braun Strowman out of this match because, like, why have Braun Strowman in a ladder match? He's not going to add anything to it, and if he's not going to win Money in the Bank, why put him in Money in the Bank? So I think it makes a lot of sense to not have Braun in this. You made Sami an improvement to this match. This match could be fantastic with Ricochet and Ali and Finn Balor and Andrade in it. Do the right thing, WWE. Give me Sami Zayn. Hey, I wouldn't be mad with your pick either with Andrade. I would really like to see Sammy. I have a bad feeling that they'll give it to Drew McIntyre or Randy, because Randy.
Well, Randy really.
But I could see them giving it to Sammy. So I'm going to pick Sami Zayn to win Money in the Bank.
Because Randy's won Money in the Bank before. I think he's like a long shot to win this one. I think Drew has a better shot. I think everyone has a better shot than Randy. But it'd just be cool to see Randy win it.
Well, see, you said something there. Randy's won it before, and you think that makes him a long shot.
Right.
Why?
Because we've never seen someone win Money in the Bank twice.
Incorrect.
Ever.
Incorrect.
Who's won Money in the Bank twice?
CM Punk.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, that was before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, though.
Still.
It was a different era.
He holds the record for the only man to have won Money in the Bank twice.
Right.
Do you think the WWE wants CM Punk to hold any of their records? I don't think so. So, yeah. If somebody in WWE realizes, hey, Punk's the only one who won 2 of these things? What? What do you mean Punk's the only one that's won 2? Has anybody in this match ever won one before? Oh, yeah, boss. Randy's won one. Well, Randy's going to win 2. Randy, that's perfect.
It is because he's the youngest champion. Remember, like Brock Lesnar was the youngest, and then they made it to Randy.
Yeah.
Because they're mad with Brock. So it does make a lot of sense. But I think they're going to go with someone new like Andrade.
They are a very petty bunch.
They are, but
they don't like Punk. I tell you what, if Punk was confirmed for Double or Nothing next week, I would bet that Randy Orton was going to win just so he could be a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. And they could say, Randy Orton, the only 2-time Money in the Bank winner in the WWE. Just lie again to us, ignoring CM Punk ever existed.
I'm trying to remember, did Randy...
Shane McMahon, best in the world.
Well, that's the main thing when I think of CM Punk is like that's really the rib on him because it says best in the world now on his jersey too.
Does it?
Yeah. That's a complete shot on CM Punk.
Of course. And they know, people are going to chant CM Punk. And Shane reacts to it very well every time. He's very good at that,
I'm looking forward to that steel cage match. I think that might be one of the better matches on the show. It was a really good match at WrestleMania.
Come on.
Did you not enjoy Miz against Shane at WrestleMania? I did.
Yeah, it was all right.
I have to say, man, Shane, at every pay-per-view, I'm actually liking this. It's actually working. I'm more excited for these matches. Shane McMahon, as much as people are kind of sick of Shane, I want to see more Shane.
You want to see more Shane?
I find his matches are very exciting.
So Raw this week starts off with a promo with The Miz and Roman together talking about how much they hate Shane McMahon, and then Shane McMahon comes out and he makes a tag team match, player. Miz and Roman against Elias and Lashley, and of course it's interrupted by Shane McMahon attacking Miz and Roman. And then SmackDown starts with Roman and Miz cutting another promo, and then Shane McMahon and Elias showing up and telling Miz he's not allowed on SmackDown. And then there's a multi-man tag team match booked, player, where Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, Rowan, and Elias take on the Usos, Roman, in a 4-on-3 tag team match, player.
Handicap tag
team match, player. That Shane, Bryan, Rowan, and Elias won. Shane hit a coast-to-coast on one of the Usos to get the pin. I didn't know that was Shane's finisher. I didn't know Shane had a finisher. I don't like Shane McMahon beating one of the Usos, ever. I don't like seeing that. He can beat The Miz, that's fine, but the Usos are real wrestlers. Leave those guys alone.
Well, they beat them at...
I know. I remember when they took the tag titles from them. I don't like it. Why does Shane have the Usos number? What's that about?
Well, Shane's just a great wrestler. Come on. I mean, he's going up against, Roman Reigns. He can go toe-to-toe with Roman. Makes sense, doesn't it? Like, that he can take on the Usos.
I don't know. Shane's 50. He's 49 years of age.
Yeah, but Vince was in his 60s, and he was beating up people as well. He was ECW champion.
Yeah, but he was a cowardly champion who would avoid fights. Shane is actually winning matches clean. It's not believable. Come on, man.
Hey, that
when the promoter's 50-year-old son is beating one of the top tag teams in the history of the business, something is wrong.
But he can roll. Have you seen Shane? Like the way
Yes, I've seen Shane, and no, he can't fight. What are you talking about?
I don't see anyone else put on a triangle, but Shane's always put the triangle on.
Oh, is that a triangle? Is that what he calls it?
I think so.
Pretty ugly. It's a pretty ugly triangle.
I think it's fun watching Shane wrestle. Those stiff punches all the time. I enjoy it. You just see a guy like start bleeding, like, wow, he just punched him and he bleeds. It's fantastic.
I've had more than enough of Shane McMahon. I'm done. If he never wrestles again, I'll be fine. I think The Miz is probably going to beat him in the steel cage match, though, right? Because he lost at WrestleMania, so it's Miz's revenge. Is that what this match is about? Or are we stretching this sucker out and they're going to have the third and final match where Miz finally wins at the Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia in June?
Either way, I think we're going towards Shane McMahon versus Roman Reigns.
SummerSlam.
I don't know about SummerSlam.
I think SummerSlam.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I just laid it out for you, the schedule, right? It's not going to happen at Stomping Grounds. It's not going to happen at Extreme Rules. I think it'll happen at SummerSlam. I think they're building towards Roman versus Shane at SummerSlam. Maybe Stomping Grounds will be a tag team match where it'll be Miz and Roman against Shane and Elias or something, but
okay.
I think we have probably another Miz-Shane match at Super Showdown, and then Stomping Grounds is maybe a tag match or some sort of triple threat or something else with Roman, and then Extreme Rules, you do something else, but I would delay it for SummerSlam. To me, that's a marquee match that you wait for the big show of the summer. You know, that's Shane McMahon versus Roman Reigns. They are two big stars for the company, whether you like them or not.
Well, either if Miz wins or loses, I think he's going to win. It's still 1-1, right? So it doesn't matter. They can still do another match.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure they've only wrestled. It was WrestleMania they only wrestled.
Yeah, so why would it be 1-1 like if Miz wins here at
Right.
Money in the Bank? I think Miz loses.
Either way, whatever. It's 0-2. Like
Shane's the best in the world. He's got to keep that gimmick going if they're going to keep this feud going. Shane's got to keep winning. Has Shane lost since?
wow. Yeah, that's a good point.
Since he won that tournament, has he lost a match? I mean,
No, Survivor Series, they lost.
yeah, but his team lost.
Well, he got pinned at the end.
Oh, in the Survivor Series match. Yeah. At the end.
Right.
He was the final survivor for SmackDown.
Well, he didn't survive, but yeah.
No, but he was the last guy. Like, come
Yeah.
on. He's the promoter's 50-year-old son. What are we watching here, people?
Who wrestled The Undertaker at WrestleMania in Hell in the Cell.
Yeah. We've got a lot more Money in the Bank to get to, but we got to take a short pause here on the radio side on TSN 690. Will Montreal's own Kevin Owens become WWE champion this weekend? We'll get to that when we come back. Stay with us. It's Wrestling Uncensored. All right, welcome back. It's Wrestling Uncensored. I'm Dave Simon. He's Johnny North. Follow him on Twitter at North Genesis, on Instagram at Genesis Johnny North. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dave Simon MMA. Go to our website, WrestlingUncensored.net. Subscribe to our feed on iTunes. You can listen to this show everywhere. You can listen to it on TSN 690. You can download it on iTunes. You can subscribe to the feed. You can leave us a 5-star review. You can listen to this show on Google Play. You can listen to this show, I think, on the TuneIn radio app. You can watch this show on YouTube. That's right, I said watch the show. You can watch us as we do Wrestling Uncensored on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/ringsidereport.net, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. You go there, you like the channel, you subscribe, you like all the videos, you leave a comment, and you can watch Wrestling Uncensored. Now, not only a podcast, but a video show as well. Every single week on our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see the handsome Johnny North and dashing Dave Simon on Wrestling Uncensored.
So you finally admit your name's DDS.
What do you mean?
Dashing Dave Simon?
What's the problem?
DDS?
Yeah?
That was Isaac Yankem. DDS? You don't remember that?
You don't know my middle name, do you?
What was your middle name?
I'm not telling you. But it starts with a D, brother.
So, wow.
We're not going into it, okay? We have pro wrestling to get to. Is Kevin Owens going to beat Kofi Kingston? Will Kevin Owens become the WWE champion? There's a title match happening. I don't think Kevin Owens is going to beat him. Like, him and Sammy beat up Kofi and Xavier on SmackDown this week. Kofi just won the title at WrestleMania. No. I don't think so. I think the match is going to be terrific. They're two of the best wrestlers in the world today. But I don't think Kevin Owens is going to beat Kofi for the belt.
Well, my problem is it's not even going to be the main event. More than likely, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, or Money in the Bank match will probably main event. So
not Roman Reigns and Elias?
It has a better shot than I think the WWE title match.
Yeah.
So if it's not even going to be close to main event, I don't think we're going to see a title change.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Which is unfortunate. But I don't think it ends here. I think Kevin and Kofi, this might go on for quite a while. I could see a bunch of interference. I could see Sammy. I could see Xavier interfere. I could see no winner. And we have to keep going then.
I think Kevin and Kofi keep wrestling after this. I don't think this is the last match in their feud either. I think they'll wrestle at Super Showdown, and they may even wrestle at Stomping Grounds.
So the longer this keeps going, the better it is for Kevin. And it's not impossible that he could win. I don't think it's going to happen. We just saw pretty much all the titles change hands at WrestleMania.
Right.
So I think some champions are going to retain this time around.
I agree with you, though. I think the longer it keeps going, excuse me. I think the longer this keeps going, the better Kevin has a chance of winning. Like, I don't think he's going to win here, but maybe if this goes 3 or 4 pay-per-views, Kevin Owens wins eventually because Kofi Kingston had a little run. Maybe.
It's been a good run so far, in my opinion. In my opinion, you can change the title now, but I don't think they will.
He just won.
Okay. You don't need to have long reigns.
I don't know. I will say that I liked Kofi on SmackDown better than I like him on Raw.
Really? Like what's the big difference? Like
Xavier Woods.
Okay.
When Kofi Kingston is by himself cutting a promo, and he's like, "The New Day," and it's just one guy doing it, it's not that good. When he's got Woods backing him up, when Woods is his hype man, when he's got Woods and Big E, it's way better. It's a better experience. I noticed a big difference seeing Kofi when he was on Raw like last week and he did a promo. It was kind of flat. But then when he did pretty much the same promo with Woods right next to him on SmackDown, it had a lot more energy. It was more fun.
I'll agree, but
he needs Woods and Big E to be entertaining. Like, you know, Kofi isn't the strongest promo on his own.
Okay. Fine.
He's not terrible, but he's not super entertaining, right? But when he's with the crew, it's way more entertaining.
Well,
Kevin Owens, he's entertaining on his own.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like, I'm not taking anything away from Kofi. He deserves to be champion. I love Kofi. I think he's great. But I prefer him with the New Day. I like when he has his guys with him. Kofi on his own is not the same package. It's like Rusev without Lana. You know, it's still good, but it's not quite the same.
I get that. It's just the problem is because of the wild card rule, they can't put everybody on there because then it just takes up New Day pretty much taking all the spots.
Yeah. No, I know.
So that's why you're going to get stuff like that. But I think it's still fine.
But I think it exposes a weakness.
I guess that Kofi isn't as strong with his buddies, fine. But I still think he's still imposing because you feel like Kofi could lose the championship any time, but he hasn't lost the championship. He's actually defended against tough competitors. And I think it shows you how great of a champion he is because of that. He didn't need the backup, and yet he still retained.
Well, is he imposing then, or is he just a champion that you feel could lose the title at any time? Like, do you believe in him being this guy that can't be beat? Or do you believe, it's just a matter of time?
I felt before like, he could lose at any time, but after he beat Daniel Bryan clean on Raw and then beat AJ and Sammy the same week, I have a different look on him now.
I feel like they're pushing him hard, and he's going to beat everybody clean. I think he's going to beat Kevin Owens, and then he's going to beat a couple more guys to really solidify him as a main eventer, and I think that's the right move.
But to
like,
me,
that's what I would do with Kofi right now. Like, I don't know if I would give him Kevin Owens for many pay-per-views. Like, okay, give it to him in Saudi Arabia because it's not that far away, and then give it to him again at Stomping Grounds because it's 2 weeks after, right?
okay.
But by Extreme Rules, Kofi Kingston should have a new challenger.
Yeah, sure.
Kevin Owens should not be champion. Kofi Kingston should still be champion. He should have a new challenger by Extreme Rules, and then maybe even a different challenger at SummerSlam. And then he beats all of them and is still champion at the end of the summer. And then we'll see what happens in September, October, November.
I think you can still have Kevin Owens as a challenger, but just add more challengers. Why not make it a triple threat or a four-way, put more people in it?
At Stomping Grounds or something,
Yeah.
and then you break off one of those challengers like Andrade or somebody like that. They break off and they start facing him, towards Extreme Rules. Like maybe it'll be a Kevin Owens versus Kofi again at Super Showdown, and then at Stomping Grounds it's a triple threat with Andrade, and then at Extreme Rules it's a one-on-one with Andrade, and then at SummerSlam it's I don't know, maybe it's Roman Reigns.
Well, Andrade's feuding with Finn Balor, right? Because he pinned Finn Balor again. So he's got two
Right.
victories on the Intercontinental Champion.
Right.
So regardless if he wins Money in the Bank, I think he's wrestling Finn Balor going forward, which usually happens.
Which doesn't really make sense if he's going to win Money in the Bank. He's also going to win the Intercontinental Championship. I don't
No.
like your prediction for Money in the Bank here, Johnny.
No. Like, this is what usually happens for the Money in the Bank winner. He doesn't win all that stuff. He usually goes on a huge losing streak, like we saw with Daniel Bryan when he won Money in the Bank. He lost to Wade Barrett at SummerSlam a couple of years ago. That happens, and that makes a lot of sense. He's in these big matches, but he's going to lose to these guys because they're building him towards eventually becoming the top guy.
Maybe.
I think history's on my side.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if Andrade wins on Sunday, John.
I think Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, that's a better triple threat. That's what they should do going forward.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I could see Randy Kofi being a SummerSlam match, too, one-on-one.
Yeah, sure.
Can't forget about Randy. He's on SmackDown, and he's one of the top guys, right? So he could definitely be involved in stuff with Kofi Kingston. Either way, neither of us expect Kevin Owens to win here at Money in the Bank.
Right, but it might not be a clean finish. It might just be a bunch of run-ins.
I think it should be a clean finish.
Yeah, either way. I mean, you just got to give...
Kofi beat Daniel Bryan clean again. Like, beat him at Mania, beat him on Raw. Yeah, let him beat Kevin Owens, too. What's the big deal?
Well, if you're going to continue this, you should just give Kevin a reason why he should keep going. He shouldn't just lose clean and like, oh, I want another shot.
Yeah, okay.
Give him something. Make us believe that Kevin could eventually win.
So what would you do?
I'd have Sammy. I'd have Xavier interfere. Despite all the interference, Kofi gets a win out somehow, but you can complain saying, hey, like...
Xavier did something and...
Yeah.
Okay. I don't hate that. How about Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio? It's a United States Championship match, and looking at this pay-per-view, I feel like this match is the most likely to have a title change. Looking at all the matches and all the title matches, we're not really predicting many title changes. We said Becky would defend both of her championships. We said Kofi Kingston's going to retain. I think we haven't gotten to Seth Rollins and AJ Styles yet, but I feel like Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, Joe's held the U.S. title for a little while. I could see them giving it to Rey. Rey has lost a lot of these matches against Joe, right? Lost to him at Mania, lost to him on Raw. Is he really going to lose to him again here?
Well, I think this is the WrestleMania match.
Oh, he beat him on Raw, actually. He did beat him on Raw. Sorry about that.
But he lost the triple threat.
He lost a triple threat, but he did beat him one-on-one on Raw, right? And Joe
Right.
was really mad about that.
That's why we were in the match.
That's why we have this match for the title. It was a non-title match.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at this pay-per-view and thinking there's got to be a title change at some point, right? Somebody's got to drop the belt. Something's got to happen, but maybe not. Maybe the things that happen are people getting awarded Money in the Bank briefcases. Like, what happens here? What happens at Money in the Bank? I'm really at a loss. I'm not sure where they're headed because I don't think they know where they're headed. It's hard to predict the unpredictable. Like, it's hard to predict what a mad billionaire is going to do on a Sunday night you never know what he might do.
I just feel that this is the match they wanted at WrestleMania that they didn't get to have because for whatever reason, it was only 1 minute, whether someone was injured or there was time constraints, whatever. But now this is the match they finally going to have because Dominic's at ringside. He finally came back.
Ray's son.
He's going to be there this time. So now we're actually going to play out the story that they wanted. I think this is another long played out story where this might be several matches. So I don't think Joe, if he's going to lose the title, it's not going to be here.
So Joe retains.
I think so. I do like they tease the whole Poppy thing. Like, I'm not your Poppy, but
I think Joe probably does retain because Ray beat him in their last encounter. I think the match could be very good.
better than WrestleMania, I hope.
I'm hoping. Their one-on-one match on Raw was pretty good.
It was okay.
I liked Ray and Cesaro this week on Raw. I thought that was a lot of fun. I'm happy they gave that to us on Raw. That was, unexpected.
The more we get out of Ray, the better, because I just feel like there's only so many matches he has left in the tank.
How old's Rey Mysterio now? My goodness. He's 44 years old.
I'm not surprised. I was going to say 45, but
Man. To be still going at such a high level for a guy of that size and that kind of ability, the moving around at 44, it's incredible.
Well, you say 44, but I think his body is more wear and tear than a 44-year-old
Yeah, all the
is.
surgeries and everything he's been through. Man, Rey Mysterio's incredible. I'm a big fan. Guy's a legend, future Hall of Famer, without a doubt.
Without question. I just feel like his time has come and gone, and now he's kind of putting over guys, and I think this is his time to put over a guy like Samoa Joe.
Okay. I agree with you. I think Joe does win. Will Seth Rollins lose to AJ Styles for the Universal Championship? Like I said, Joe Ray was the most likely match where there'd be a title change. And I'm going to stick by that. Like, I don't think AJ Styles is going to beat Seth Rollins. Not here. Not now. I think they're going to have a good match, but that's really going to be the extent of it. I could see maybe Sami Zayn, winning Money in the Bank and cashing in on Seth Rollins after this match.
Okay, that'd be cool.
I could see that happening. I might, I would encourage that. I think that would be very good. I think they should definitely go in that direction. Although, could Sammy be the WWE champion at their next show? Like Universal champion?
Doesn't need to be a Universal title match at the show.
At the Super Showdown.
They don't need the Universal title.
Because they have not had Sami Zayn on the show. The first show, they didn't book Sami specifically because he is of Syrian background, and that would not be liked, I guess, in Saudi Arabia.
They wrote him out of the storylines.
They wrote him out of the storyline, so he couldn't be at the first Saudi Arabia show. The second Saudi Arabia show, he was injured. We have another Saudi Arabia show coming up, and I don't know what they're going to do for Sami, but if they made him Universal Champion of Money in the Bank, well, they'd be putting themselves in kind of a weird spot, you would think.
As much as you don't put over Saudi Arabia, they are progressive in the sense that we did see Renee Young on commentary. So perhaps...
Oh, wow, John. Are you really going to defend a country that doesn't allow women to wrestle, but you're like, well, at least they let a woman do commentary. Got to give them credit for that. Give them no credit for that. Let women wrestle. Let women drive. Stop imprisoning random people for political whatever. Like, come on, Saudi Arabia. Get your act together. No, I'm not giving them any credit for anything.
I think they're building towards it. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. We saw Paul Heyman there.
Who cares? That has nothing to do with it. That's different.
All right.
It's different. Goldberg is going to be there. Goldberg is going to wrestle The Undertaker in a match that will be like over 100 years old combined.
I still want to see it. I don't care.
You do?
Of course.
I don't.
Two guys that never wrestled each other. Hall of Famers, both of them. Like icons in the business.
I just want to know what the finish is going to be. Like, what are they going to do here?
No, I want to see what kind of matches are going to be. Because what can they do now? Because we know what Goldberg, it needs to be a squash, but Undertaker doesn't get squashed. That's the intriguing part, is what kind of match. The finish, I could care less, because I think the finish will be sloppy. I just want to see what it is from start to finish.
I think it'll be very short. I don't think it'll be much of a match. I think it'll be like Goldberg and Brock, the first one, where, Goldberg hits a spear, hits a jackhammer, and they go home, and that's it. I think it'll be very short. It'll be a Goldberg squash. Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe a couple shoulder bumps in the corner, a couple punches thrown. Maybe Taker will get a little offense in, but I don't see this match going over 3 minutes. I think Taker's entrance will be longer than the match itself. And I hope that is the case, because I don't want to see these guys wrestle for 10 minutes. That'll be a botchamania extravaganza.
We felt the same way going into the casket match with Rusev, and that turned out pretty good. In my opinion, I thought it was a very good Undertaker match.
Okay, but Rusev is still an active wrestler. It's different.
Yeah, it's different, and these guys are both faces. I feel this is going to get turned into a tag match. I feel people are going to run in, whether it be the Daivari brothers or whatever.
Oh, no, they're not going to do that again, are they?
I think something like that's because they're both like, so I feel like we're going to get turned into a tag match. I can see something like that happen, so then they don't lose, either one of them.
No.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm just saying we could see this happen.
I think it's going to be a quick Goldberg win. That's what I think is going to happen. Goldberg wins 1, 2, 3, spear, jackhammer, if he can lift Taker up.
Oh, I think he can lift him. Was Taker going to lose like that? I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I think Taker doesn't care. Taker's getting paid. Taker's probably happy. He's like, I only have to take 2 moves. I have to wrestle 2 minutes, and I'm getting how much? That many millions of dollars? Cool, I'm there. No problem.
Last time we saw The Undertaker, he lost Triple H. He lost a tag match, too, with Shawn Michaels' comeback. And now he's going to come back and lose again?
Undertaker doesn't care if he loses. He just wants the checks to clear. He doesn't care. He lost to the Great Khali in like 3 seconds with a brain chop, man.
Yeah, but then came back and beat him in the... Well, it wasn't even the Pujami prison, but he beat him eventually in a match. So he gets the wins back. This is once. This is it. It won't happen again.
Until the next time they go to Saudi Arabia.
Will Goldberg come back for that?
Why not? If the money's right, what's he coming back for now?
The money?
Yeah, so you don't think they can come up with the money again?
Maybe.
It's stupid. I don't even want to talk about Goldberg and The Undertaker. It's just a dumb match by the WWE. It's just ridiculous. Saudi Arabia. They don't let women wrestle. You don't even get to see Becky Lynch. Stupid. How about one of those Daivari brothers challenging for the Cruiserweight title? Arya Daivari challenges Tony Nese. I think this is going to be on the pre-show.
Really?
Well, I don't know. It's a 10-match main card? Really?
Yeah, it's a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's got to be on the pre-show.
Well, the Cruiserweight matches have always been on the pre-show,
Yeah.
so it just kind of continue that trend. And I haven't really been watching 205, so I'm not sure exactly where the storyline's going, but I feel that Tony Nese is the strong champion, and
Yeah.
I don't see Daivari losing.
Yeah. I think Tony Nese retains too. How about Seth and AJ? Like, we both think it's going to be a good match, right? Like
Main event, probably.
It should main event.
I think it will.
You think Seth wins?
Yes.
You think anybody cashes in on him?
Maybe the attempt or fear, but that's about it.
Yeah. I think Seth probably walks out of Money in the Bank still Universal Champion because they're setting up their next match with Seth, a rematch from WrestleMania, Seth Brock again in Saudi Arabia at the Super Showdown, right? Like, Brock's going to be there. They haven't announced his match yet. Wonder why? It's because it's going to be Seth Rollins. They just don't want to announce it before Seth retains the title against AJ Styles.
Well, we say Brock might just interfere and match is no contest, and that's how it ends. So
That would be cool. I would like to see that. That would be the best way to end this thing, really, right? Brock interfering, because then AJ doesn't actually have to lose.
Yeah. I think that's probably what's going to happen.
Brock interferes?
Yeah.
That would be cool. That's a good way to end a pay-per-view. Brock Lesnar just beating up everybody.
Really? That's a good way? Because I thought people hate Brock so much and they'd be upset, but...
Yeah, but they like Brock when he shows up and he's not supposed to. You know?
Okay.
People always pop for that.
All right.
When Brock Lesnar shows up and it's like, oh, Brock, you're showing up? We didn't even think you were going to show up. How generous of you to grace us with your presence and to do a run-in that lasts 5 minutes at the end of the show. Thank you, Brock. We're very happy. That's usually the fan reaction. When you're expecting to see Brock, you're like, oh, boo, I don't like Brock. But when then Brock shows up, kind of random, you're like, yeah, Brock, amazing. Fickle, you know.
Well, I'm not looking forward to Seth and Brock again, but I guess we're going down that road. And it's a nice way out for AJ so he doesn't have to lose. So, yeah, do it.
I guess. So, anything else on this card here? Daniel Bryan and Rowan against the Usos in a non-title tag team match. Bryan and Rowan are the champions of SmackDown, but the Usos are on Raw. They have some sort of personal beef, even though the Usos have been feuding with the Revival quite a bit, even though the Raw tag team champions aren't even booked on this card. Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins still the Raw tag team champions somehow. The SmackDown tag team champions, Daniel Bryan and Rowan, are booked, and Daniel Bryan's on the pre-show.
It's weird how this world changes so quickly.
Yeah, you go from WWE champion, one of the big matches at WrestleMania, to tag team champion on the pre-show, very next pay-per-view.
Well,
What?
Because they're tag team champions, I think they're going to win. I think the Revival might cost the Usos the match. That's about it, really. I don't think it's going to be that exciting whatsoever. It's going to have like 2 or 3 commercial breaks. I'm not really looking forward to this at all.
John, I have some bad news for you.
We're out of time?
Yes, but I've also rubbed Oozy Hot all over your gear, so
Thanks.
after the show, you're going to be real itchy. Or hot, or, I don't know,
I think
burning?
it's hot. Yeah, burning, yeah.
Oozy Hot. I have Oozy Hot.
That's great.
They sent me a bottle. Thank you, Jimmy and Jay. You are two people, despite what the WWE thinks, you are two different men, and when you show up as part of the wild card rule, you don't count as one person, you count as two, and I pointed that out last week, so they were kind enough to send me my own personalized bottle of Oozy Hot. I'm the first one to get it, and I put it on all your stuff because they said, you know, I'm like, what do I do with this stuff, Jimmy and Jay? And they said, just if you know any wrestlers, put it on their gear because it's hilarious. So I said, oh, okay, I know a wrestler, Johnny North. I'm going to put it on his gear. I guess it'll be hilarious, so don't blame me. Blame the Usos. Okay, John?
I was wondering why I was scratching my balls a lot, but thanks.
Oh,
You know,
God.
Appreciate it.
Well, you're a wrestler. When's your next match? When can people see you in the ring?
Well, after I'm done scratching, it's going to be June 8th in St. Hyacin at the Palais de Congrès. Bell time is 7:30 p.m., defending the British Commonwealth Championship against Mike Marston. Second defense against him, and another successful one coming up.
Yeah, another successful title defense against Mike Marston. Johnny North running through the lineup, beating Drew Onyx, beating Mike Marston, beating Sheldon Jean, beating Dom Boulanger twice. And next week, or in 2 weeks, he's going to beat Mike Marston for the second time. Because that's what we're doing. We ran through the roster one time. Now we're just going to run through it again. They all got one shot at the champ. They failed. And because Johnny North is generous with his time, and he is a great and defending fighting champion, he's going to defend it again against all these losers so that they can see firsthand what a real champion looks like.
Well, for the record, I defended twice against Dom, so he doesn't get a title shot again. And I defended.
No, you beat him twice, didn't you?
Yeah, I defended him twice. Yeah.
I thought you beat him for the title.
Yeah,
You
that's true.
beat him for the title the first time. The second time, it was a defense.
Right.
Marston's getting another shot at the championship. I'm not sure what Marston did. Maybe he collected enough bones, so now he gets a shot at the champ, but, you know, whatever. Marston's next. That's fine, because Johnny Genesis North, he's ready to take on all comers, and he beat you once. He could beat you again. It's no problem.
This will be sweeter, though, because this is going to be in front of his family. Like, his mom has helped setting up the event.
Oh.
So it's going to be even better to beat him in front of his family.
That's just mean, man.
No, that's the way you should do it. Make it personal.
You want his mom to see what you're going to do to him?
Exactly. She's going to be front row. It's going to be fantastic.
You are even more sadistic than I thought. 50 Shades of North coming down upon you, Mike Marston. June 8th. Be there in St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. If you're anywhere near, St. Hyacinthe? St. Hyacinthe? What are you calling it?
I call it St. Hyacinthe.
St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. If you're anywhere near there June 8th, you want to be there to see Johnny North, Genesis, defend again. And still. Follow him on Twitter at North Genesis. Follow him on Instagram at Genesis Johnny North. You could follow me on all the things at Dave Simon MMA. Do go to our YouTube channel, click subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. You can watch Wrestling Uncensored now. This is the second week where you can watch us on the YouTube channel. You can watch this very show, Wrestling Uncensored, on YouTube. Thanks to Jimmy and Marco for helping us out back at TSN 690. And a big thanks to you for listening. For Johnny North, I am Dave Simon. Tune into the YouTube channel right after Money in the Bank this Sunday for the live post show. I will be live right after Money in the Bank. YouTube.com/ringsidereport.net. For Johnny, I'm Dave. This has been Wrestling Uncensored. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.